Yes, this is a Panasonic S1H hands-on review. Not this one. This is the Panasonic S1, which is just 6 months ago. They just released their first ever full-frame camera 6 months ago. And then the S1R for resolution. S1R is a high resolution, high pixel count camera, and then this is a 20-something megapixel. I can't remember. I didn't expect they only spent 6 months from this to S1H. This is the prototype S1H. Thank you, Panasonic New Zealand. Send this by air to me. Probably the only S1H in Hong Kong. Now this is a prototype. It even have a firmware 0.4B. This is probably the closest to a professional video camcorder for a full-frame camera. Closest to a professional video camcorder, and it probably have everything you want for full-frame mirrorless camera for video shooting. I've said it. Now before I show you what it can do, I have to thank you Squarespace for sponsoring this video. Squarespace is a website that you can build website from it. It's really easy to use. You can easily build beautiful looking, professional looking website, and I have been using it as well. What a great day for video. It just keep raining outside. It has been raining for the whole day. I just have no choice. I have to stay in the cover. Sorry about this, guys, but this is really rush. I only have a couple of days before I have to release this video. I have been really busy before this as well. I've been to Malaysia. I've mentioned this is the closest full-frame camera to a professional video camera. Now, what is the first thing? The first thing is this can take 6K. 6K! Finally, 6K is arrived. Now, why do we need 6K when we just, I think 4K is just starting to get common, but now 6K, who needs 6K? Where can you find a 6K TV? Now, it's not about getting a 6K video out there. I mean, I have been shooting 4K with my Sony A7S II, but you see most of my video is just 1440p. So when you see a lot of my video, I'm talking, talking, and then it cut into a little bit zoom in. That is what I've done in Final Cut Pro when I'm doing editing. I'm really excited about this because when I can shoot 6K, that means I can deliver 4K content with the ability to zoom in. Now, as you can see, obviously this is the bigger S1H, which is so much bigger, especially the bit at the back. It just reminds me the difference between XT3 and XH1. It's also called H as well for some reason. Now this camera, even compared to the last one, the S1, this had quite a lot of improvement over the S1 as well. The power button, I love this power switch a lot. This is basically exactly the same as Nikon. You power up like that, and then you can turn on the lamp backlight here. Exactly like a Nikon. Next to that, just like many other Panasonic cameras, you have the white balance ISO exposure compensation button here, and it's exactly the same position. Sometimes when you have every dedicated button at the back, you have to look for them, you have to spend a lot of time to get used to them. But if you have a few buttons spreading around the camera, it's easier to remember. And on top, you have a big record button. Now, remember, this can still take still photos. This is a shutter button, and this is just for record button, video record button. And you have another one in front here. This looks like a lot of professional video camera as well. This could be convenient when you put this on a big rig. So you have one on the left side, one on the right side. This is easier for example, your camera assistant operator as well. Now, some of you guys might see those leaked photos on the web. Well, not really leaked. They show it in whatever camera show that you get a hint there. Yes, this one, finally you can flip it to the front. You have a selfie screen. Not like the S1. The S1 only tilts up. Now finally you have a flip screen. So this is really great for if you're shooting by yourself. But also, one more thing. It can tilt up. This is so great. Since the XT100, the Fujifilm X-T100. I really hope a camera would have this. What is so great of this, because when you flip up, this is so much faster than a lot of most other cameras that have a flip screen like that. You have to flip it up and turn. This is really quite annoying to just keep doing that rather than just this. Now it only tilts up to 45 degrees, but I give it to that you have dual purpose. However, one thing is that it got a lock here. You have to flick this lock before you tilt it. So you can't just like any other camera with a flip screen just flip it there. You have to unlock it to flip it. I don't know why they have to add lock. My name is Lock, but as you know, I don't really like locks on the camera. Especially annoying if you put this on a tripod, it might block the lock down there. Now on this side, oh, this is crazy. This is air exhaust. It has a fan inside. This is a full frame camera, the first full frame camera with a fan, a cooling fan inside. Now it takes in this side is air intake, and the hot air come out from this side. The fans have different modes you can choose from. You can have the normal auto mode that it will ramp up the fan when it gets hot. Another mode is that it will try to keep the fan off as much as it can, so the camera probably gets hotter. Also, you can manually turn the fan on high or low continuously. Good that the fan is so quiet, you have to put your ear right next to it to hear any noise at all inside a quiet room. Big chunk at the back. Look at that. It's like the whole thing is just for the cooling system. Wow. Of course, on top you have this really obvious, the big LCD screen, and you can change display mode. You can have white text on black background as well, but I just prefer black on white. I think it's easier to look at. So to change it back, yeah. White on black looks cool, but this is easier, I think, at least. At the back, both buttons are the same as the S1 and S1R. I love this switch for AF mode. On here, you can change AF mode from here. You have the AF on. This is still a still camera, as you may forgot. This is a joystick. And then this time it still got dual card slot, and this time it's a dual. This time it's a dual SD card. So no more XQD card, probably because this is a video oriented. Even for 6K video, SD card is fast enough. So you can have dual SD card. When you shoot for long time continuously, you can have both cards fill up, it go to the second SD card, and you can hot swap while recording as well. Of course, also you can record to both cards at the same time, so you always have a backup. On the side, you got the usual remote port, you got the mic and headphone jack, of course, HDMI and USB-C. Just like the S1, the USB-C support power deliver thing. So you can keep recording and charge your battery at the same time. One more thing, the flip screen. If you have cable, even the big HDMI, full-size HDMI cable, and you can use the flip screen without blocking. No cable will block the screen rotation. Now if Fujifilm use the AF light as Torii light, this S1H of course have to have not one but two Torii lights. You can also choose which one to use or turn this feature off. Now even the interface, it is really designed for videographer. As you can see, the big audio level display, it's just like an 80s. It's just like, I mean, not 80s, I mean it's just like hi-fi in the 80s, but it's really useful. Green, yellow and red. What's more, it got this new display mode. This is great for when you're using a Sony monitor and you have this huge screen for all the information. Can you tap? Yes, you can tap. Oh, this is great. You just tap white balance to change the white balance right there. Audio level, yes. Wow, this is so great. just realized that as well. What's interesting is the flash sync acts as timecode in and out port with the included adapter cable. Now 6K, as you can see, is used full frame, but it is 3 by 2. As you can see, when you shoot 5.9K, it is 16 by 9. But if you choose 6K full frame, this is actual full frame. This is an actual full frame camera thing, actual full frame 3.3 by 2. But you can also turn on a frame, video frame, so it's easier to get your framing. Now you can see there's a there's a gray box around this. Is the 16 by 9. It's easier for you to frame, and you can pick the different color for this frame, or you can mask out the outside of the 16 by 9 area on the screen, but still get 3 by 2 aspect ratio video. Now, even though 6K is in a funny 3 by 2 aspect ratio, it is still larger than 5.9K in 16 by 9 in each size. Obviously, you can fit 6K into a 4K 16 by 9 video. 3 by 2 aspect ratio also means you have a bit more on top and bottom to reframe. Both 6K and 5.9K give you flexibility to crop in post-production. Now let's look at video format it can do. Firstly, you have 6K as I mentioned, 3 by 2 aspect ratio, but you can only shoot in 23.98 frames per second. 5.9K you can shoot in 24, 25 or 30p, 16 by 9, 420 10-bit internal. Anamorphic support is new in S35mm crop. The rest of 4K mode would be similar to S1 and S1R. 4K 24, 25, 30p is 422 10-bit internal, just like the S1 or S1R with the paid software unlock. Now you can shoot 4K 50 or 60p but still crop in S35mm. Sadly, GH5 user rejoice. 420 10-bit internal but 422 HDMI output. You can shoot 1080p up to 120p with sound and autofocus. Or you can use this VFR mode, which is variable frame rate, from 2 FPS to 180 FPS. But this mode is without sound. As you can see, it's a long list of video format. To simplify things, you can filter down to the only format that you need, or even add those you actually use into a custom list. The S1 has no low-pass filter, the S1 does. But when I compare both of them in 4K, I don't think I see any difference in sharpness, even with this prototype machine. Looking at different color profile, this is the normal profile, and then we have the new Cinelight D2 and V2. Of course, it can shoot HLG, which I love a lot. And V-Lock is included. Unlike the S1 and S1R, you have to pay to unlock it. Now it is great that this camera still have in-body stabilization, up to 6 stops of stabilization compared with the when it's in-body stabilization working with the lens stabilization. But as I mentioned when I reviewed the S1, this is really heavy for holding it. I'm holding it like both hands now, but still it's heavy. Especially this is a little bit heavier than the S1. It's just a little bit heavier, just around 100 grams heavier. I mean, just like when I was in London, I have shot a whole video for Kai. I shot the whole video with this, and not this, with the S1 in-body stabilization with the lens stabilization. The dual IS is so good. And yeah, I can't do this. My hand. Oh, I can't use this camera in my channel. If I'm behind the camera, that's totally fine. Oh, not this. I mean, it's quite amazing with the air cooling, with the air vent. It's still weather sealed. That's quite impressive. Oh, my hand, my arm. Just like GH5S, this has dual native ISO. For example, shooting HLG, the higher native ISO is 2500. Now take a closer look. This is ISO 2000 and then ISO 2500. S1H still use the same AI deep learning focusing as the S1 and S1R. Impressive to see it recognize the back of a human, but I have seen S1 struggle in backlight situation. Also, there is this focus hunting. It could be quite annoying even if the subject, me, is not moving in and out. It's not moving at all. Somehow, even my 3 years old A7S II has less hunting. The last thing is the weight. This is the S1. As I mentioned in my S1 review, I actually make a little bit of factual error, and I have already mentioned in the comment section below that I compared this if I use a 24-105 lens, compared this to a 5D with a 24-105 lens. Last time I said that this is actually a little bit lighter than 5D, but in fact this is actually a little bit heavier than the 5D by not much. How about this? This have a lot more things. This is much thicker. This has a flip screen. This have a whole ventilation cooling fan system in there. I thought this would be really heavy, but in fact it's not much heavier. This is just a 100 and something gram more than the S1. In fact, when I got this camera, before I actually weighed them, I think there's nothing different. I thought they weighed the same. I can't tell the difference. After I weighed them, then I think, oh yeah, this is a little bit heavier. But I don't know why, it's just... So the S1X is surprisingly good. Surprisingly, they can release this just 6 months later. So this is it, Panasonic S1H. Now of course, before I end, I have to thank you Squarespace for sponsoring this video again. Squarespace is a website that you can build website from. Well, in fact, I have been using this for a family business website. It's really easy to use. You just pick templates from their website. They are all beautiful, professionally done. And it's really easy to start from a template, add your content, customize it. It can't be more difficult than Lightroom. If you decide to try it out, I have a discount code. Use this link or use the discount code LOG for 10% off your first purchase. Cheers.